It gives me immense pleasure to accord a very warm greetings to one and all, and especially our erudite and honorable jury. I'm Dr. Harpreet Kaur Garcha, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Government Kamla Devi Rathi, PG, Mahila Mahavidyalay, Rajnandgaon. I'm here to talk on women empowerment journey from margin to center. Women have been regulated to the margins, although numerically they constitute half of the world's population. The yearning for equality and identity, the two needs so essential to human spirit, have been denied to women in every culture and society. Entrapped in this intricate web of misconceptions, they are struggling to free themselves from discrimination, intolerance, and injustice. And this calls for their empowerment. What is women empowerment? Women empowerment is the process of empowering women, including accepting women's viewpoints or making an effort to seek them, raising the status of women through education, awareness, literacy, and training. Swami Vivekanand has rightly said, I quote, "There is no chance of the welfare of the world unless the condition of women is improved. It is not possible for a bird to fly on one wing," unquote. So this calls for a need to develop women empowerment. These are the various reasons why women need empowerment, which I'll not go into detail. And I have divided this journey into three different stages or phases. That is the journey from margin to center. Marginalized stage, developing empowerment stage, and empowered stage. The marginalized stage includes women in ancient period, Buddhist period, and medieval period. Women in the ancient period were worshipped as goddesses, placed on pedestals, but entrapped in the domestic cage and patriarchal hegemony. Women were allowed to participate in religious learning, but socially suppressed and oppressed during the Buddhist period. Moving on to the medieval period, things again did not improve. The prevalence of parda and jawhar in the Muslim and Rajput communities due to the influence of the Mughals and was terrible. The plight of the Dalit women and other marginalized women was again deplorable. British period was the developing stage of women empowerment with the enforcement of legislators and the introduction of education for girls with the initiation of the Lord Macaulay education system. Women were allowed to enter into the education field, and legislatures such as the Act of Sati Abolishment in 1829 and the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act 1856 and the Child Marriage Restriction Act 1929 led to the empowerment stage of women. Now the journey continued till the modern period. Things took its toll and we reached an empowered stage. And in this change scenario, especially during the post-independence period, women are celebrating equal rights in the matter of education, employment, inheritance, marriage, politics, and recently in the field of religion also. They are more confident now, assertive, economically independent, strong and healthy women inside and outside responsibilities, and they are empowered to achieve anything they want to achieve. And here is a picture of a woman shouldering responsibilities inside and outside the household. She is now no more a second sex. She is a metaphor of achievement and success. She has demolished the patriarchal notion of home and hearth, and she is marching into domains which were hitherto only reserved for male community. And these are the achievers. And finally, I conclude that these developments have changed their overall equation, perspective and outlook, and now it is the men which we have to educate to adjust and live with the empowered women. With best wishes to all the empowered women, we proudly claim, I am a female, Fe is iron, male, man. I am the Iron Man. And with the words of Robert Frost, I conclude, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Thank you.